Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Chapter 16, verse 7. Pravartim cha nivartim cha jana na vidur asura na shocham napi chacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. Pravartim cha nivartim cha. Pravartim cha nivartim cha. Janana vidurasuraha. Janana vidurasuraha. Nashochim napi chacharo. Nasocham napi chacharo. Nasatyam teshu vidyate. Nasatyam teshu vidyate. Pravartim cha nivartim cha. Janana vidurasura. Nashocham napi chacharo. Nasatyam teshu vidyate. Pravartim cha nivartim cha. Janana vidurasura. Nashocham napi chacharo. Nasatyam teshu vidyate. Pravartim cha nivartim cha. Janana vidurasura. Nashocham napi chacharo. Nasatyam teshu vidyate. Pravartim. Proper action. Cha. Also. Nivartim. Improper action. Cha. And. Janaha. Persons. Na. Never. Vidu. No. Asura. In demoniac quality. Na. Never. Shocham. Cleanliness. Na. Nor. Api. Also. Cha. And. Acharaha. Behavior. Na. Never. Satyam. Truth. Teshu. In them. Vidyate. There is. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness, nor proper behavior, nor truth is found in them.
It is the part of.
In every civilized human society, there is some set of scriptural rules and regulations which are followed from the beginning, especially among the Aryans, those who adopt the Vedic civilization, and who are known as the most advanced civilized peoples. Those who do not follow the scriptural injunctions are supposed to be demons. Therefore it is stated here that the demons do not know the scriptural rules, nor do they have any inclination to follow them.
So, the human being, pravitting cha nivitting cha janana vidurasura naso chagana pichachara na sattang teshu vidyate. In the human form of life, there are two classes of men. First of all, living beings. Amongst the living beings, there are some living beings which can move or can walk from one place to another. And there are certain other living beings which cannot move, just like the trees, plants. They are also living beings. But they are standing in one place for many thousands of years. They have no independence to move. Now, in the moving living beings, there are so many. The flies, the insects, the reptiles, the birds, the beasts. In this way, by evolutionary process, one after another, one comes to the form of human being. This human being is therefore very, very rare. After going through 8,400,000 species of life, one comes to this human form of life. So, here is the chance of getting freedom from this evolutionary process. Bhaunam janmanamante. After many, many births, we have gone. Why? To become civilized. What is civilization? Civilization, the Aryans are called civilized. Why? Aryan means going forward. And what is the destination of going forward? The destination is to understand the original cause of creation, God. Janmadasya jataha, that is the Vedanta philosophy. Janmadasya jataha, the original cause from where everything is coming into being, by whose management everything is maintained, and after annihilation everything will enter into him. That is the original person. So human form of life is meant for understanding the original cause of all causes. That is human form. Inquisitiveness. And others, less than human beings, just like lower animals, cats and dogs, not to speak of the trees and plants, they are standing in one place. Rather living beings, in the insects, birds, bees, they haven't got sufficient intelligence. No, it didn't. Sufficient intelligence to understand what I am, why I am suffering. Everyone is suffering, that's a fact. The whole struggle for existence is going on. Just like just now, two big directors of Mrs. Diana Company came to see me. We have got business with them. Now, they are meeting with so many problems for printing works. They are maintaining about 200,000 people to carry on their business, huge establishment, huge responsibility. But there are problems also. So this material world is full of problems. One who understands, he is called Sura or civilized man. And one who does not understand, he is called Asura. Asura, not Sura. Aryan, non-Aryan. So amongst the Suras, though who can understand the problems of life, there is a system which is called religion. And what is the purpose of religion? Religion is to understand what is God. That is religion. Dharmantu sakshat Bhagavad pranita. So, all over the world, the civilized man has got some religion. It may be professing the Vedic religion, somebody, the Buddhist scripture. Just in your country, most of you are Buddhists. There are similarly Mohammedan scriptures, Christian scriptures. But in each and every scripture, there is rules and regulation to follow to become more and more aware of the topmost principle, the original cause of all causes. That is means religion. So one who does not care to understand this philosophy, they are called asura. And one who understands this philosophy of life, they are called sura or devata, God, demigods, they are called. Dau bhuta sargau loke daiva asura evacha. There are two kinds of men throughout the whole universe. There are men in other planets also. They are very highly elevated. They are therefore called devas or demigods. The moon planet, the sun planet. There are many other heavenly planets. There is sun god. In the Bhagavad Gita you find the name of the sun god or the predominating deity of the sun planet. Vibhushan, his name is Vibhushan. Everything you will find in the Shastra. So, there are two divisions, Asura and Sura, or Asura or Deva, Devasura. Deva means those who are conscious of the responsibility of life, they are called Deva. So, for the Devas, Krishna has explained so many things. Now he is explaining about the Asuras. What are the symptoms of Asura? He said, first of all, pravittincha nivittincha jana na vidu asura. Pravitting, nivitting. Now, as soon as we have got this human form of life, we have got different desires, or we accept something as very nice, we reject something as not very good. This discriminating power is there. Even in animal, there is this discriminating power. Just like a pig, if you give him halwa and if you give him stool, he would like to eat stool than the halwa. He will find it natural. He has got natural inclination to eat stool. And a human being will be naturally inclined to take halwa. So this is called pravitti nivitti. So the member of the Krishna consciousness society, if you offer him tea, he will not take it. And others, if you offer tea, he will very gladly accept it. This is called pravitti nivitti. So, the pravitti and nivitti, why a person is not accepting tea or smoking or something else, and why other person accepting the same thing. Amongst the animal also, you give something to animal, he will reject, and another thing he will accept. These two things are there in every living being. Accepting something and rejecting something. This is called pravitti and nivitti. So far, the human form of life is concerned, there must be some pravritti and nivritti. There is that inclination, pravritti and nivritti, but they should be, I would say, synchronized, systematized. What things we should accept and what things we should reject. That we must learn. Therefore, we have got so many books, literature, education, what things we should accept and which things we should reject. But what is the basic principle? Why I shall accept something and reject something? The basic principle is to go forward in our spiritual understanding. That is the basic principle. We are suffering in this material world. We may say that we have no suffering, it is very pleasing, but actually in every step we are suffering. Just like this is winter season, to take bath in the winter season is suffering. And in the summer season, to take bath in the summer season, it is very pleasing. So either we are suffering or we are enjoying according to different season and circumstances. Actually, we are suffering. Because this winter season, we do not want chilly cold, therefore we are covering. The cause is we are suffering, therefore we are covering. And after covering, we are feeling some pleasure. This pleasure is, for the time being, absence of suffering. Actually, we are suffering. But by some arrangement, when we stop that suffering for the time being and feel enjoying, that is material enjoyment. Actually, there is no enjoyment. Because in the winter season, by covering the body, we are feeling pleased. But in the summer season, by covering the body, we feel not pleased. So this is going on. So rejecting and why the same dress, warm dress, does not give us pleasure in the summer season, and the same dress in the winter season it gives us pleasure. So we do not know whether dress is pleasing or suffering. And sometimes it is pleasing and sometimes it is displeasing. Similarly, water, we do not know whether water is pleasing or displeasing. Sometimes it is pleasing, sometimes it is not pleasing. Everything. Matra sparsha sukonti asitushna sukha. So in this material world, actually we are suffering either in summer season or winter season or any other season, with dress or without dress, with water, not water. The cause is going on. Suffering only, but we are trying to cover this cause of suffering, and by temporarily stopping the cause of suffering, we are thinking that we are enjoying. But actually, there is no enjoyment in this material world. Because we will find in the Bhagavad Gita, this material world has been described as dukkhalayam sahasatam. It is for suffering. Even if you do not take very seriously about this winter season or summer season, suffering or enjoying, at the end, either you accept these temporary sufferings and enjoying, and ultimately we are suffering. Ultimately we are suffering. How? Because we will have to die. Who wants death? Does anyone want death voluntarily? No. As soon as there is any cause of death, immediate death, we become very much sorry. Suppose you are sitting in an airplane and you understand now it is going to be crashed. Will you be happy? No. Why? Because you are going to die. Suppose you are on the sea and it is going to sink in the water. Will you be happy? No. That time we chant Hare Krishna. Sukh se sab, dukh se sab Hari bhaje, sukh se bhaje koi. When we are in danger in Japan, we have got many times the experience of earthquake. What do you do at that time? You all Japanese boys and girls, what do you do? Have you experienced earthquake? You have? What do you do at that time? When there is earthquake, what do you do? But I've seen in America, everyone, they scream. And perhaps they remember about God. Naturally, they remember. God save us, God. What is it? That means that we do not wish to die. That's a fact. You cannot say that death is a very good thing. Nobody will say. Death, but we have to die. There is no excuse that I shall not die. Death is as sure as death, they say. But we don't want death. This is suffering. Not only that, even in lifetime, just like you are old man. Who wants to become old man? Everyone wants to remain useful. This is undesirable. This is suffering, actually suffering, because we are old man. We are suffering so many diseases, so many inconveniences. If I am not helped by 3-4 men, then I cannot move. So this is suffering. Old age is suffering. A disease condition. Apart from death and old age, the disease condition. Suppose you are suffering from some disease, some fever. So this is inevitable. You cannot avoid disease. You cannot avoid old age. You cannot avoid death. And you cannot avoid birth. So suffering, the whole material world is full of suffering. Dukkhalayam asasatam. And even if you make it, suppose any place you are living, it is not very comfortable, but if you are assured that you will not die, you will not be diseased, you will not become old, you will not take birth again. If there is no death, there is no question of birth. So, even if you are assured of, it is called immunity from these sufferings, still there are many other sufferings. Suppose you are not thinking very well. Today my mind is very disturbed. That is called adhyatmic. I have got some pain in my body. That is also adhyatmic. Some friend or some animal has done some mischief to me. That is also suffering. Adi bhauti and adi daivik. Now the earthquake. Nobody wants earthquake, but there is earthquake. This is adi daivik. There is famine, there is pestilence, there is so many things. So even if we are assured that we are not going to die, still there are other sufferings, and of course there is no question of not dying. Everyone will have to die. So even if you accept this place of suffering, and if you are sure that you will leave here, still you become happy. All right, I will not die. But that is also not possible. Therefore, asasatam, even if you make your arrangement very nicely that you will not suffer, but you will not be allowed to stay. Not just like in Tokyo city, you are making very big buildings everywhere, all over the world, to live very comfortably. But that comfortable life is also not assured because you will have to die. You will have to die. Therefore it is called asasatam. not permanent. Even if you are under the impression that I am very happy, that happiness also will not be allowed you for eternal time. It will be finished. So there is no question of happy life within this material world. This is to be understood first. Very pessimistic. Those who are intelligent, they are very pessimistic. Even materially, they are pessimistic. They are living some standard of life. This is not good. There are many houses very low and cottage. So people think that this is not very good life. Let us have very nice building. So this struggle is going on. That is human nature. Until he approaches the final post or platform of happiness, he is not happy. That is called struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. So Sura and Asura means those who are trying to reach the ultimate goal of life, where happiness is guaranteed. One who is trying for that, he is called Sura, Deva. And one who is satisfied with this temporary so-called happiness, he is called Asura. That is the difference. Now, if you want to reach to the ultimate goal of life, where only blissful life, Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal body of knowledge and bliss, then you have to become Sura. It is not that the Asuras will remain Asura. It doesn't matter. Even born in the Asura family, one can become Sura, just like Prahlad Maharaj. His father was Asura. But he was perfect Sura. That is possible. It is not prohibited to anyone. If he wants to become Sura, just like in ordinary life also, if you are determined to become medical man, you can become. There is no impediment. If you are persistent, you can become medical man, engineer or anything. People are trying. Education. Similarly, if you want to become Sura, there is no impediment. There is no obstacle. You can become. Simply, you have to know what sort of life we should accept, pravritti. This is called pravritti. And what sort of life we should reject. This is required. This is the distinction between Sura and Asura. Just like these European American boys, before coming to my shelter, they were doing everything. We prohibit illicit sex, we prohibit intoxication, we prohibit meat eating, we prohibit gambling. These boys and girls are accustomed to all these habits, pravritti. But they have now changed their pravritti because they want to become Sura. They want to achieve the ultimate goal of life. One may not know what mode of life we should accept. One may not know what mode of life we should reject. But in the Shastra, in the teachings of great men, learned scholars, things are there. We have to accept. We may not know, but we should accept. The Krishna consciousness movement is for this purpose, to change the pravritti nivitti. Just like there is pravritti for meat eating, we are advising, please do not eat meat. This is nivitti. Before that they do not know what is the difference between meat eating and not meat eating. But now they are understanding. Therefore they are becoming Sura. One who adopts the methods and why one should eat meat at all. Just like in our, you have taken, some of you might have taken prasadam here. So, how nicely they are made. Our Bhanu is expert in making nice prasadam. These boys, these American boys and European boys and some Japanese boys, they have adopted this means, they are happy. So everyone can become Sura. There is no, Krishna says, it is not, it is hackneying. If somebody says, he is born in the Asura family, he shall remain as Asura. No, that is not Shastric intention. He can be improved. He can become a Sura. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, you will find. Mang hi partha vipasritya jepishu papajuna. Papajuna. The Asuras are called papajoni. Papajoni meaning born in low-grade family. But Krishna says, Mang hi partha vipasritya jepishu papajuna. Striyavasya tatha sudra stepi janti parang. So there is no question of Papajoni or Asura. If one wants to become Sura and Devata, he can be. Otherwise, why Krishna says, Mang hi partha vipasritya jepishu. In India, they sometimes come to fight with me that I am making this Papajoni, namely the Europeans and Americans, they are considered by the rigid Hindus as a papajoni. They cannot become. But why Krishna says, Mang hi partha vipasritya jepishu papajona. Te vijanti parangati. So everyone has got the chance. Even he is born in papajoni, everyone, otherwise why Krishna will say, Te vijanti parangati. Simply the condition is, Mang hi partha vipasritya. One should take to Krishna consciousness fully. Never mind, wherever he is born, he can be also transferred to the spiritual world. So this is our movement. Krishna consciousness movement is like that. It doesn't matter whether one is Sura or Asura. Sura, Krishna also says, King puna brahmana punya bhakta rajasayastatha. Asukham imam lokam prappa bhajasama. They simply, if we take to Krishna consciousness, it does not matter whether we are born in Papajoni or Punnajoni. Punnajoni, those who are born in Punnajoni, in nice family, for them it is very easy and natural. But even those who are born in Asura family, just like Prahlad Maharaj became a great devotee. He is one of the authorities of devotee. But his father was Asura. Asura does not mean one community is simply Asura and other community is simply Sura. No, that is not. Any community, any person, if he follows the principle of Sura, he becomes Sura. If he follows the principles of Asura, even if he is born in Sura family, then he is Asura. These are the injunction of the Shastra. People do not know it. So we, Krishna consciousness movement, we are simply trying to make the Asuras as Sura. This is our movement. Anyone who is not devotee is Asura. It doesn't matter whether he is born in some country or some family. It doesn't matter. If he is not a devotee of Krishna, then he is Asura. When you speak of Krishna means Lord. Anyone who is not devotee of God, who is not God conscious, he is Asura. That is the Vishnu Bhakta Bhaved Daiva Asura Stad Viparja. This is the distinction. Devata means Vishnu Bhakta, great devotee of the Supreme Lord. Vishnu means the Supreme Lord, all pervading. Vishnu Bhakta Bhaved Daiva Asura Stad. And those who are not devotees, godless, without any God consciousness, they are all Asuras. So this movement is to make Asuras as Suras. Then what is the advantage of becoming Sura and Asura? If you become Sura, then you become fit for entering into the kingdom of God, back to home, back to God. But if you remain asura, then you have to remain in this material world, which is dukkhalam, asasatam, full of miseries and temporary. So, we don't say anyone asura and sura, but we understand from the Shastra, anyone who takes to Krishna consciousness, whatever he may be, he becomes a sura. Even if he is born in asura family, it doesn't matter. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, his father was asura, but still he becomes the first class sura. Similarly, everyone can become first class sura. They have to be trained. The asuras, therefore it is said that pravittincha nivittincha janana vidurasura. Asuras, the default is asuras, they do not know how to live a very happy and clean life. They do not know. Achara, na sauchanga na pichacha. They have not cleanliness and good behavior. So therefore we are teaching cleanliness. You rise early in the morning, take your bath. He must be clean, immediate. He rises early in the morning, evacuate himself, take his bath, immediately becomes clean. Saucham, sattam saucham, samo, damo, titikha. These are the qualifications of Brahmana or those suras. So they do not know it. Therefore we are training them. Rise early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, have Mangalarati. This is achara. This is achara. By practicing this, you can see the distinction between ordinary man and our man. Anyone practically will see. In America, they are surprised. Although they are Americans, they inquire, are you Americans? Because they are Americans, there is no such thing. Any inquisitive person inquires. They send back. The priest says that these boys, they are our boys, and they never came to church to inquire about what is God. Now they are mad after God. What is this? Because they have become suras by training. By training. This is the asuras can be turned into suras. There is no difficulty. Provided they abide by the rules and regulations, orders of the spiritual master, they can be suras. Because they do not know. They na sauchanga na pichachara, na sattanga teshu vidyate. They do not know what is sattam, sattanga param dhimai. Therefore we are teaching them, Srimad Bhagavatam, sattam param dhimai, the ultimate truth. They do not know what is sattam. This is the movement. To give them education, to understand what is the absolute truth, sattam param dhimai. To teach them how to behave in life, how to become purified in life. This is a very scientific movement. If anyone wants actually to become Sura, the perfect man, they must join this Krishna consciousness movement. Then his life will be successful. Thank you very much.
Jai.